What's up, folks? Let's get this started. I'm Jason. This is Savage Mind Podcast. I just want to give a little recap about what's going on, whether this is your first time uh, tuning in every so often, if it's a topic of an episode that you wanted to listen to, or you're a loyal, dedicated supporter. Whether you're a hater, whether you're an enemy, whether you're a frenemy, a critic, naysayer, you got something to say, negative or positive, you're all welcome here. For those of you just tuning in, my podcast has been up for 5.5 seasons. It has not got to the point what I expected or what I wanted out of this podcast. One would be the plan was never for me to do every podcast by myself. Regardless of what you think, I mean, I know you think I just want to hear myself talk. That's not it. I feel like I have a lot of badass people that are going to come on with limited resources and what I have to work with. I had to do something until I can do what I want to do, and I will not stop. I have a lot of brand new of equipment that I haven't even used. I'm not a technical guy, nor do I want to be. For the younger generations, no disrespect, if you want to talk about us Xers, Generation X, not wanting to learn certain things, it's just not something that I'm interested in. I like to be moving. Matter of fact, if I could have a podcast, even if I have a guest or multiple guests, where I could walk around the stage as long as I'm moving, I'm not stage, wherever I'm at with the microphone, that would be what I prefer, because I think I do better with that. But I have to make myself sit down and do shit. So when it comes to the technical side of it, I do enough to do what I need to do, whether that's my training, podcast, music, whatever it is. And I don't edit anything. Maybe I will in the future. Maybe I'll have to. What you see is really what the fuck you get. So any and all support is appreciated. There will be interesting people on. I hold myself accountable first, because we got a list of excuses. There's shit that I could have navigated around and already at least did the mobile part of the podcast, which is what I want to do. I want to be able to go to people and them maybe they have a better area, spot, a better idea, a more functional environment, and I go to them until I get this makeshift ongoing hassle with our limited resources to where it's functional. I feel comfortable about having guests on here. I have no problem going to them. Any of you that I've reached out to, no matter how long it's took, I hope you're still interested in coming on. If not, respectfully, there's somebody else that will. People like to jump on the bandwagon when something's popular, and they like to jump on the bandwagon when something's not popular. I promise you. I mean, there's a lot of people that started when I did. They're not still doing it. Because as I've said many times, excuse me, it doesn't matter if you have how many ever critics or haters or people that's got something to say, and whether they have a valid point or not, they want to criticize something because they don't have the guts or the nuts to do it. I could have 200 of those people, and I have more of those people like that have something to say and some shit talking. Again, keyboard warriors. Whatever your expertise are, whatever it is, if I impact one person, whatever the podcast is, I have people reach out to me. I don't disclose their name. Any of you listening that's listened in the past and we've talked, you know this. I have people reach out. I got clean because of listening to your podcast or talking to you. I started getting my most importantly, mental health in check. Get your mental health in check. Usually your physical health is in check. I started getting in shape. I started running. I started trying to lose weight. I got out of the fucking miserable bad relationship. I left the fucking unhappy job, no matter how much it paid. One or all of those things. It doesn't matter if it's 20 people or one. That's the difference. That's what makes a difference to me. Again, we can't all... The plan has been and always will be to be able to make a living impacting people. In the meantime, what any little revenue I have doesn't go for anything except to support this podcast. I promise you that. So My podcast started back in 2020. Spotify put me on. I'm grateful for them. Apple Play picked me up. I was on 4 or 5 other platforms, even when I just recently got off of that platform. I haven't technically done that. I just stopped doing it. There's been all kinds of things that have happened with again, maybe it's just my choice to not be educated on some of their changes and criteria. And they keep making changes, and this time it wasn't going to allow me to do this platform I do without all of my equipment. It wasn't going to be able to let it do from any mobile device. And it was so much to fucking read. It looked like it was 15 pages of shit, and I just wasn't going to do it. I got online with some help desk, asked the bullet point questions that I needed, and they pretty much told me that and what I would have to do if I want to continue on this platform until I started using that equipment, and I just wasn't willing to do it right now. So in a nutshell, you can find from February 2020 till I believe the end of July, 1st of August of this year, 2024, on Spotify, on Apple Play. But going forward from the end of July, 1st of August, all of my podcasts will only be on YouTube for now. I don't know what's going to happen in the future. So first 5.5 seasons, Spotify, Apple Play, and there's some other small platforms. I don't disregard them. I appreciate them. All on that. You can find all my Savage Mind podcasts on there, Spotify, Apple Play, and the other platforms. I think it's Spreaker, might be Amazon Music. There's a couple other ones. I forgot their names because sometimes it changes. And when I first started, Spotify was my biggest distributor. And I guess with more iPhones and stuff like that, it was like 50-something% to like 60% to like 40% on Apple. And it switched. So unfortunately, I'm going to be off of Apple right now too, because Spotify just they merged and called it Spotify for podcasters. That happened last year. That was just last year, and I had to make a bunch of changes. I thought it was a bunch. It may not be a lot to some people, and I ended up losing all my subscribers. It locked me out of some old podcasts. It gave me something like 30 or 60 days, and I end up still able to produce new podcast at that point, but it wouldn't let me get any of my subscribers back. And even though subscriptions are supposed to be easy, some of my close friends and people I know that subscribe to my podcast, some of them, I know they listen, they still haven't resubscribed because they had so much problems. And some of them even sent me the screenshot and the link. And I even did a little tutorial how to go back and resubscribe. But it was $2 to $10 a month unless they wanted to donate more. And I never encouraged anybody to do that. Just put in whatever they felt like they thought it was worth to get on here and show some support. And it was just so much trouble because it kicked ours out too. I make sure I subscribe to myself, just like I do I got a couple of people I subscribe to that I haven't listened in a year or two, but I believe in what they're doing, so I still subscribe to them. So YouTube from now on, I've been trying to upload older ones because when I was recording from 2 different platforms, the audio would go to Spotify and Apple Play. Oh, hold on a second. So workday today, I always do this, and again, my apologies. I should have been doing this. It should have been going to YouTube, and it should have been going to Spotify and Apple Play evenly. I got 225, 230 episodes. I probably got 50 video. So I'm working on that. So that won't be a problem. So here's the thing. Some people listen to only audio while they're driving, and some people want to see the video if they're sitting down. So like I said, probably got 40 or 50 episodes over the years that are video like this, and most of them were audio when I was doing it a different way. You'll get the chance to only be video going forward. Work day today, trained twice. For those of you who don't know, I'm an ultra endurance athlete. Didn't say I was good. Didn't say I was anything. Didn't say I was sponsored, anything like that. I said I'm an ultra runner. I'm a Spartan racer. I'm a terrain racer, ultra endurance athlete. Uh, I've been doing some kind of training my whole life, and so I trained before work. Probably got about 4 miles in, 15 minutes worth of pull-ups. Went to work, got off of work. When I went to work, ate, got off of work. I do occasionally do a podcast on training. That's because it's a center point of my life. Very, very important. But some people that do what I do, they have podcasts just for training and stuff. And that's great. I listen to some of them. But what I'm about, what I live, what I breathe, and my message, my purpose is a lot more than training. It is a center point, though. I wouldn't be who I am and do anything I do without training, because my mental health would not be right. I encourage you to go back and listen to some other podcasts on that. And I'll be doing some more in the future. So, 4 miles in the morning, 15 minutes worth of pull-ups, went to work, ate, got off, did another 10K after work, 25 minutes worth of push-ups. I cut it in half on my run, and then I got this block of concrete. I did 2 carries with that, about 50 yards. Got home, soaked in Epsom salt, and now I do this. And I'll eat in a little bit. And get up tomorrow and get ready to do the same thing. So I was just bringing everybody up to speed. I know I already did one on a podcast update, but I feel like I need to do another one. Maybe I didn't get specific enough. So shirt, if you know, I'm big about my t-shirts. I'm big about my hats. Def Leppard Journey. Just went to this concert recently. Even at my age, long as they've been around. Love Journey, whatever for those of you that know about music. And I'm not saying you have to be our specific generation. I mean, these bands were out when I was a kid. We should be generationally, as every generation combined, listen to all genres and generations of music. That's what I do. I mean, so Def Leppard was one of my bucket list bands. Don't know why I haven't seen them up till this point. Mostly every band I've seen that's older, I wish I seen them when I was younger. I wish I seen them when they were younger. Excuse me. Journey, whatever you have to say about, I hear people say, if you know music, for those rockers out there, well, it's not Steve Perry. He's not the original lead singer. Well, a lot of bands at this age, they don't have original members. It's tough when it's not the lead singer. So I tell you what I tell a couple of people. This guy that's lead singer of Journey, he's actually been the lead singer longer than Steve Perry was in the band. I think Steve Perry left in 87. Steve Perry's a bad motherfucker, amazing voice. That son of a bitch can sing. So can this guy. I mean, what do people do when they offer you the gig? You're gonna say no? I had one person tell me, I love this person dearly, that it was an imposter and they're glad they didn't see it. And I said, so where are you going to stop? Because we've seen a lot of bands together. We're going to see a lot more bands, concerts together. Where do you stop if it's not original members? Because we just went to a concert a few years ago where the only original member was the bass player, and I didn't even know it. I knew it wasn't the original lead singer. It was great to see Journey. They put on a hell of a show. I was there to see Def Leppard, and they put it down. Def Leppard has all original members, I believe, since 1991 when Steve Clark passed away, and pretty much the core group for about 45 years, for the exception of like one person, I believe. Got it off the list, man. The shirt feels good. Let me see. I don't know if you can see all the back. Got another one I'll talk about in the next podcast. So I got two or three other important podcasts to do. And I just feel like I need to talk about this real quick. That way people understood more. Sorry if I'm boring you with similar problems over and over, but some problems keep resurfacing. And every time they resurface, I keep dealing with them. And I get frustrated. I take gaps. I don't want to. Again, it is resources and space. And trying to juggle everything that's important to me and not trying to make my focal point around, look, I need more resources and more money, no doubt. That's not my goal, but I definitely need them. I don't have a fucking problem that I know about. In my life, I can say this wholeheartedly and sincerely. Surrounded by amazing women. All of our girls, when I mean women, I mean my wife, I mean our daughters and granddaughters. I'm surrounded by a lot of women. Um, Kids, our girls and grandkids, and I have, my circle has gotten real small, but I have really valuable people in my life. Not many. I know a lot of people. Some of them may not have even did anything. We're just not in the same mentality no more. I used to call them friends. Now I call them acquaintances, ex-classmates, ex-teammates if we played sports together, constituents, ex-coworkers, co-workers. I put them in the right classification. Life happens, but uh, I don't have a problem that I know of. Health, mental and physical, relationships, love, anything that money wouldn't and resources wouldn't fucking solve. Again, not greedy. Money's not the goal. My purpose is the goal, but it is an issue right now, and I'm being transparent, and I don't mind showing humility because that's probably what 80% of the United States, and I can't speak for the rest of the world because 80% of the, not more than 80, I don't know exactly what that statistic is working class people. Do I want to be a working class person anymore? No, I don't. That sounds crazy. I have an entrepreneur mindset. I have the tools. I have the self-education. I know I do. But being a student of life, there's no such thing as arriving at a point where you think you know enough. I just know the last 7 to 10 years, I have chose to self-educate myself far outside the parameters of anything I was told, traditional thinking, conventional wisdom, the tools and resources I put together. You'd have to spend time with me to know that. Far surpasses the first 30 years of my life. Yes. Wisdom doesn't come with age. It comes with experience. It comes with seeking knowledge. It comes with mistakes. It comes with failures. It comes with trial and error. Anyway, so yeah, I mean it's directly related to money and resources. So I got 3 podcasts lined up. I'd say I'm gonna knock them out by the end of the weekend. I think today's Wednesday, but I know that's not gonna happen. So I would encourage you to tune in. I'd appreciate it. It's going to be just on YouTube for now. Hit the subscribe button if you don't mind. Reach out to me if there's anything I can help with as far as mental discipline. I say this. I know people who are more disciplined than me. I do. They're not in my daily life. That's a truth. You would have to know me, listen to me, and know that I live what I say. They're out there, and that's who I aspire to be. I don't compare. I don't compete with anybody. The people that I network with, I know some of them that are more disciplined than me. When I'm speaking about my daily life, who I'm in contact with, who I deal with on a regular basis, consistent basis, or at least every so often, I don't know. I can count on less than one hand probably someone more mentally disciplined than me. Might be somebody, plenty of people make more money, might have more toys, might have more material things, better car, better house, whatever it is that makes society compare the things that I have. I don't compare those things. That's not my goal. I don't know anybody that has the mental discipline and mental strength I do. Personally. And I think if you know me, you would know this to be true. I work on things that people can't take away from me. My character, that it all involves everything that is me. Everything that encompasses my character and my life and what I stand for, what I live, what I speak, what I represent. And I am the same on social media as I am in real life. I would go as far to say I'm more profound in real life than I am on social media. Truth, accountability, taking action on your life, discipline, sacrifice, and a reasonable amount of suffering. That's how you appreciate things. Family, mental and physical health, faith, whatever that is. I know what mine is. I try to stay away from religion and politics on here. I might talk here and there about it. Them are two subjects that it looks like we're never going to agree on, and we've been fighting about it since the beginning of time, and I'm not going to fight about it on here. I'm going to state what I live, what I'm about, and someone else can when we talk about it, but I'm not going to go back and forth with anybody. I'm not going to go back and forth with anybody on social media or real life till I say, what do you want to do? What do you want to do from here? I don't think I'm a badass. I just know what I'm about. I know what my history. There's plenty of data to support that. I'm not going to do that. That's for fucking amateurs, and I know I'm not. So I'm sure I forgot a lot of stuff on this. I just want to give a recap. I'll podcast on YouTube from now on until further notice. Mental, physical discipline, accountability, no enabling, no victims. I'm going to talk more about this in the next podcast. I'm all about anyone cleaning up their life. I'm all about the underdog. I'm all about digging yourself out of the trenches, whether it's addiction, whether it's prison, whether it's a bad job, abusive relationship, whether you were the abuser, getting away from narcissists and gaslighting people. At my age, I'm not a big traditional guy. I'm trying to wipe out, and with my loved ones and family, I've unlearned a lot of shit. I'm trying to make sure that they unlearn it as well. And for the younger generations, my grandkids, that they don't learn it at all. So, we don't care about your feelings here. We don't attack anyone's sexual preference. We don't attack anyone's religion. We don't attack anyone's relationships. We don't attack what you do, your looks, your size, your color. Definitely not race. You'd have to know me to know that. Probably people that don't know me, or anybody on social media, if you don't know me personally and you see me being a middle-aged white guy with gray hair, long beard, balding hair, and wrinkles, you probably have no idea that I'm really not considered a white guy around here. Long story, man. And I'm really not, and I'm proud of it. So in case you don't know, my wife is Hispanic, and we got a blended family, and I'm most definitely more. This pisses a lot of white people off that know me. I'm definitely more African American and more Hispanic than I am Caucasian. I promise you that. Maybe not looks, but in every other way. So nobody ever called me a racist. I know that much. Because I'm the furthest from it. I feel like more probably people that are white people like myself, they dislike me the most. Talk about that in another podcast. So, I just want to get on here and do some just freestyle about that for a little bit, and a couple of podcasts coming up on some important subjects. But no, if you feel attacked, then that's your fucking problem. Because I don't attack anybody personally. I don't attack any specific group. I'll talk about subject matters, which is probably going to be some of the same subject matters when I have guests on, or I go to them, or whatever it is. And I look forward to it. I look forward to getting a perspective, different perspective. We're not supposed to be in this life, sit around and fucking agree with each other and just get each other off on fucking agreeing. And that, I think that a majority of people that I see, even people, friends or whatever they are, on social media, just people in general on social media, most people aren't telling the truth. Most people post what is popular. Most people post what gets them attention. Most people post with the mindset that they'll like it and somebody will agree with me. Because if we were all telling the truth, holding people accountable, ourselves first, and really being honest with ourselves, and not attacking anyone personally, attacking any group personally, you just put it out there and you were fucking living your truth. Your posts would look different. Your fucking life would look a lot different. Your friends would look a lot different. Your relationship with your family would look a lot different. What partner you choose or not to choose, job you work would look a lot different. If you're fucking honest with yourself and you live your truth. I fucking live my truth every fucking day. And it's alarming in a fake everything world. So I'm sure there's a lot of things that encompass what I'm about. Them are the bullet points. Them are the highlights. And I'm going to go for now. and I'm going to jump back on here this weekend. I know I'll get at least one in. If y'all got any questions, if I know you or don't know you, feel free to hit me up. In the meantime, man, y'all stay humble and live savage.